X82's Reviews.
Hello, and welcome to my very first episode of X82's Reviews. I am your host, the X82. Now, for my first few episodes, I will review every Kingdom Hearts game that has been released in Europe. So, with that said, in my very first episode, I will review Kingdom Hearts for the PlayStation 2 and the final mix version on PlayStation 3. Now, I fucking love Kingdom Hearts. I remember when I first played it and it was love at first sight. Good memories. And to this day, I own every game of the series and a manga. And when I heard that a Kingdom Hearts HD remake was coming, I was like, oh my god, I have to get a PlayStation 3. This game was the reason for me to get a PlayStation 3. So, was this game worth it to get a PlayStation 3? Let's find that out, shall we? But, before we can do that, I have to say one thing. Even though this is a new show, I'm still using the story, presentation, gameplay, replayability and the final verdict categories, but I'm changing the replayability category to the length category, which means I'm gonna critique the game by its length, not its replayability. You got that? Good. So, let's find out if this game was worth to get a PlayStation 3. Now, let's start with my absolute favorite part of the game, the story. You play as Sora, who lives in Destiny Islands with his friend Riku, and his love interest, his other friend, Kairi. That's the bullet. And they are building a raft because they want to see other worlds. But after the raft is finished, a storm hits Destiny Islands. Fearing that the raft might be damaged by the storm, Sora goes to check it out. And then the creatures known as the Heartless, that are the main enemy of the game, appeared and attacked Sora. Sora then finds Riku, and then both of them get sink into the darkness. But Sora was saved from the darkness by the Keyblade, which chooses Sora to be its wielder. After fighting Kairi and her disappearing for some reason, and finding a giant Heartless, Sora ends up in Traverse Town and decides to look for his friends. At the same time, King Mickey, who has gone missing, orders Donald and Goofy to look for the key who will save the worlds. After Sora meets Sid from Final Fantasy VII, Leon from Final Fantasy VIII, that's the bullet again, and Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII, and Donald and Goofy meets Aerith, or is it Aerith? I don't know, I call it Aerith. From Final Fantasy VII, Sora, Donald and Goofy meet each other and fight another giant Heartless. After the fight, the three decides to travel together to find King Mickey and Sora's friends. They then travel various worlds based on various Disney movies. And then Sora learns that the Keyblade closes keyholes where lies the heart of the world that the Heartless seek. After closing keyholes and fighting against classic Disney villains led by Maleficent, Sora and the company finds their way to Hollow Bastion, where Maleficent's headquarters is. Then they find out that Riku is working with Maleficent to save Kairi, and was led to believe that Sora had abandoned him and Kairi for the Keyblade and his new friends, Donald and Goofy. Riku then takes the Keyblade from Sora and said that he was the original wielder of the Keyblade and that Sora was just delivering it from him. But moments later, he loses the Keyblade to Sora again because of its strong heart. After that, Riku gets possessed by a rough figure known as Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness. After fighting Maleficent and Riku Ansem, Yeah, it's called Riku Ansem in the game. Why? I have no fucking idea. Sora stabs himself with Riku Ansem's keyblade to free Kairi's heart from his own heart. And at the same time turns himself into a Heartless. But with the help of Kairi's light in her heart, Sora is turned back to normal. And after locking the final keyhole, Sora is ready to comfort Ansem. Ansem is found in the end of the world, the combined remnants of worlds taken by the Heartless. Ansem seeks Kingdom Hearts, the place with the hearts of all worlds and people are born, hypothesizing it to be the ultimate darkness. After defeating Ansem, he opens up the door to Kingdom Hearts, expecting supreme darkness! Excuse me for that. But it turns out to be full of light and it destroys Ansem. With the help of King Mickey and Riku, Sora closes the door and the worlds start to reconstruct themselves and Kairi returns to the Destiny Islands. And Sora, Donald and Goofy start to go on a quest to find Riku and King Mickey. So, what do I think about the story? It's fucking awesome! I mean, the characters are awesome, the setup is awesome, the enemies are classic Disney villains like Maleficent, Oogie Boogie, Hades, Jafar, Captain Hook, Ursula, etc. It's just awesome! What else can I say?
Now for the presentation. The game looks beautiful on both systems and I love the character designs. One of my favorite character designs is Ansem's design. The enemy designs are also really great. My favorite enemy design is the guard armor's design. Now the footage that you're watching is the PlayStation 3 version and it does look sharper and better than the PlayStation 2 version, obviously. And you can notice that the character models of Sora, Riku and Ansem are a little bit updated to look like the character models in Dream Drop Distance. The enemies have also been given a new paint job, which is awesome, and the music is absolutely fantastic. It is now fully orchestrated in the PlayStation 3 version and it sounds fantastic. My favorite tracks are Driver's Town Theme, This Is Halloween and Scratcher the Note, which I will play to you right now. Wasn't that awesome? And the voice acting is great. Haley Joel Osment, David Gallagher, Hayden Panettiere and Billy Zinn do a fantastic job as Sora, Riku, Kairi and Ansem. The original Disney cast that are reprising their roles also do a fantastic job with their own roles, like James Woods as Hades, Ken Page as Oogie Boogie, Chris Sarandon as Jack Skellington and Jonathan Freeman as Jafar and etc. Now for the gameplay. It's great on the PlayStation 3 and only good on the PlayStation 2. Why is that? Well, for a couple of things. Like the fucking camera controls! I mean, holy shit, the camera controls in the original Kingdom Hearts were bad. Here's how the camera controls worked. You had to use the L2 and R2 buttons to move the camera left and right, or go with the automatic camera, which was shit in the first place. In the PlayStation 3 version, you move the right analog stick to move the camera, which is miles better than using the L2 and R2 buttons. And the reason why the PlayStation 3 version is better than the PlayStation 2 version is that it has an easy mode, making the newcomers easier to get used with the game. In the PlayStation 2 version, you had a normal and a hard mode. And the normal mode was fucking hard when I first played it. And it still is kind of hard. Also, the new improvement that is in the PlayStation 3 version is the use of the triangle button, so you can examine things, open chests and talk to people just by pushing the triangle button. In the PlayStation 2 version, you have to scroll down your command bar to examine and open chests, which was time consuming and frustrating. But the actual battle system is great. It is fast paced and just awesome, and the battles happen in real time, which is a plus for me. And I also like the gummy ship sections, even though they are a little bit time consuming and boring, but I don't know, I like the gameplay very much.
Now for the length. Oh boy! First you have your story quest, which can take up to 10, 15 to 20 hours, depending on your difficulty. Then you have the trophies on the PlayStation 3, you have 99 Dalmatians to find, you have the Moogle synthesis, which if you do that you can synthesize the ultimate weapon, which can take a good amount of time to do that. There are new cutscenes in the PlayStation 3 version, the optional bosses, which there are 4 in the PlayStation 2 version, and 5 in the PlayStation 3 version. And they are Ice Titan, Sephiroth, awesome! Kurt Caesar, which was named after Kurt Caesar of Medford, New York, who won Square's Kingdom Hearts naming game contest, which was held 2 months prior to the American release of Kingdom Hearts. So that is cool. The Phantom, which was a pain in the ass to fight. If you played the game, you know why. And finally, the Unknown, excuse me, was awesome to fight. And then if you 100% the game or beat the game in the hard mode, you get to see a secret ending. And why I'm using quotations when I talk about the secret ending, because everybody who has played Kingdom Hearts all the way since 2002 or go on YouTube to check the secret ending knows the ending. So, what do I think about it? Well, the game is pretty long in length, but is it worth it? For me, it's definitely worth it. For you, that's up to you to decide. So, it is time for my final verdict. Kingdom Hearts for the PlayStation 2 gets 7 out of 10. It's still a fun game after all these years, but it has started to show its age with the gameplay. But the final mix version of Kingdom Hearts for the PlayStation 3 gets 8 out of 10. It improves on the original game with the gameplay, the presentation and the overall game length. So it's a solid package for any RPG fans and a great first game to a fantastic series. So, that's it for this first episode of X82's reviews. Thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my reviews. I will do these kinds of reviews every 2 Saturdays. So stay tuned. I will put the subscribe link right here. Which will take you to my channel, and then you'll subscribe to my channel if you want. And we'll put link to my Let's Play channel right here. So then you can subscribe to that channel. Currently I'm doing a Let's Play of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, so you can check it out if you want. Also, what did you thought about Kingdom Hearts? Did you like it like I did, or you didn't care too much about it? Or you have a request for me? Either way, let me know in the comments below. And while you're doing that, check my description box where you'll find links to my Facebook, Twitter and Twitch pages. So you can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and follow me on Twitch. Now next time, I'll review Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories for the PlayStation 3 and the Game Boy Advance version. Until next time, this is X82 saying goodbye for now.